Is it worth it to put yourself and others in a dangerous situation instead of finding a way home? Is it worth it to risk your life instead of calling a cab? What if I told you that one person every 48 minutes dies from drinking and driving? Today I'm here to persuade you not to drink and drive. We'll start by looking at the number of people affected by drunk driving throughout recent years. Some drunk driving statistics as of 2010. According to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 10,228 people were killed in alcohol-impaired driving crashes. Accounting for nearly one-third, that's 31%, of all traffic-related deaths in the United States. Now we'll look at child's deaths caused by drunk driving. Of the 1,210 traffic deaths among children ages 0 to 14, 211, that's 17%, involved in alcohol-impaired drivers. U.S. adults got behind the wheel about 112 million times in 2010, resulting in over 10,000 deaths in 2010. Now that we have looked at some of the statistics, let's look at who is at risk. Who is most at risk? Young people. The risk of being involved in a crash is greater for young people than for older people, according to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Among drivers with blood alcohol levels of 0.08% or higher involved in fatal crashes in 2010. More than 1 out of every 3 were between 21 and 24 years of age. The next two largest groups were 25 to 34, that's 30%, and 35 to 44, which is 25%. Motorcyclists. Among motorcyclists killed in fatal crashes in 2010, 28% had blood alcohol levels of 0.08% or greater. Nearly half of the alcohol-impaired motorcyclists killed each year are age 40 or older, and motorcyclists aged 40 through 44 have the highest percentage of deaths with blood alcohol levels of 0.08% or greater, which is 44%. How can deaths and injuries from impaired driving be prevented? We can actively enforce existing 0.08% blood alcohol laws, enforce a zero-tolerance law for drivers younger than 21 years of age in all states, mandatory blood alcohol testing when traffic crashes result in injury. How do you stay safe? Don't drink and drive. Get a designated driver. Call a cab, or if possible, spend the night where you're at. Now that we have looked at who is at risk and a few ways we can prevent injuries from impaired driving, let's take a look at some of the laws. A DWI, or driving while intoxicated. In Texas, a person is legally intoxicated and may be arrested and charged with driving while intoxicated with a 0.08 blood or blood alcohol concentration. However, a person is also intoxicated if impaired due to alcohol or other drugs, regardless of blood alcohol levels. Whether you are the driver or the passenger, you can be fined up to $500 for having an open alcohol container in the vehicle. You can be charged with child endangerment for driving while intoxicated if you are carrying passengers younger than 15 years old. This is punishable by a fine up to $10,000, up to 2 years in a state jail, and a loss of your driver's license for 180 days. Your first offense with a DWI. 1, you get a fine up to $2,000. 3 days to 180 days in jail. Loss of driver's license up to a year. And an annual fee of $1,000 or $2,000 for 3 years to retain your driver's license. Your second offense. A fine up to $4,000. 1 month to a year in jail. Loss of driver's license up to 2 years. And an annual fee of $1,000, $1,500, or $2,000 for 3 years to retain your driver's license. Your third offense, a $10,000 fine, 2 to 10 years in prison, the loss of your driver's license up to 2 years, and an annual fee of $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 for 3 years to retain your driver's license. In conclusion, we see that drinking and driving is dangerous and no matter to just push aside. Some things that we have looked at. We have looked at statistics, who is at risk, and a few of the laws. From this presentation, I hope I was able to persuade you into not drinking and driving and to help keep our streets as safe as we can. Thank you.